Let's catch folks up. What's new about this year's festival compared to what we got to see last year?
Well, last year was a 4-day film festival. This year is 10 days. So right off the bat, we're actually showing about the same amount of films. We just decided rather than put so many competing during EarthX, that we would spread them out. It also allows us to take the festival outside of Fair Park and to bring it to the Angelica Film Center, the Texas Theater, the Arts District. We've also got a comedy night that we're doing in Deep Ellum. We're at the Dallas Contemporary with an Albatross screening. We're doing a farmers market screening and dinner. And then we're at the Wiley for opening with Luis Ayoyas' film, The Game Changers. So that's before where we were last year. So that's one big change. The Youth Online Film Competition that last year we started, we had, say, 32 entries. This year we've had 96 entries. Wow. So that's a big change. We partnered with the Ocean Project, and so we've broken up the youth competition for a 12 to 16 competition that's on plastic straws, and that's a big initiative for us, is single-use plastic, eliminating that. And then the other one has to do with phytoplankton and the role of the ocean in every other breath you take. And that's Rutherford Seidel and the Ocean Project came in with $6,000 in prize money, and we're put up $6,000. We have $25,000 beyond that in Filmmaker prizes, including a Catalyst Award where we're funding projects that aren't finished, and we're helping put funds toward the causes behind the films. So not just the filmmakers, but actually the causes that they support. The biggest addition is probably virtual reality. We have over 30 virtual reality in the eco space this year. Everything from interactive screens to obviously Vive and Oculus and Samsung and goggles. I'd say we're the largest eco-environmental VR component in the world. And that's not hard to be, because who else would want to be it? But it's really important, and it's the way that the youth get their information and where people can be immersed. We've added music, so we really have 8 bands now. It's grown in the last day. We've added an art component that Emily Hargrove has been working on. That's exciting because we've got the Mandela Foundation coming in. We've got artists creating art on the space. It's so many different elements with the event this year.
It's going to feel kind of nice. You get out of Fair Park, you get to go to Deep Ellum first. I know that's special for you and your history here in Dallas. What's it mean that this is very much a global event? This is extremely important, I think, to the whole dynamic of our globe.
Well, you're right. This event's really important, and beyond just the film festival, the way that EarthX has become the largest environmental showcase, expo, conference, 400 plus speakers, 800 plus organizations, all agreeing to come and exhibit and participate. It's a congress of conferences. So it's tackling everything from funding clean tech ideas to actually EarthHack, where hackers are solving environmental problems, to eCapital Summit, where people are putting investments, ED50, which is 50 corporations taking a challenge for 2020, which is the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, to make changes in the way they do business, or EarthX policy, or EarthX law, or a resiliency program we're doing with cities across the country. So the films feed into that. The films are many of the same topics, but the caliber of movies. One of the great things about this year is we brought in David Holbrook, who is the former artistic director of Telluride Mountain Film for the last decade, and an accomplished filmmaker, an award winner, movies showing on HBO, just a sharp cookie. And so he's really brought our game up in that, and allowed me then to go do some other things I needed to do, like the youth competition and fundraising. The gala that we've added for this year, which is huge, that's literally 6 honorees that we're bringing in, from Buzz Aldrin to Nike to Parlay for the Oceans, who are working taking recycled plastic from the ocean and turning it into Adidas clothing and shoes. That's already going on. 2 youth awards we're giving. One of them to John Seidel, who is 24 and he's the director of sustainability for the city of Atlanta. Danny Washington, who's a young scientist from Jamaica, and then a local, Garrett Boone. And Garrett Boone's fantastic. The Container Store, Treehouse, his work with the Trinity River. We really have just gotten to spread our wings a little bit this year, and hopefully locally making an impact that then will become global. And with people like the president of Palau coming in, and the president of Kiribati, and an ocean conference that Sylvia Earle is putting on this year, we really have just continued to take the game up. So it's exciting.
What's it mean to you, like people like Sylvia and Louis and people that are becoming attached to what you guys are doing every year? Like, they come back. That must mean something to what you guys are programming, but also the hospitality and the importance of being here.
It says something to us. It gives us a little boost. It gives us the confidence, but their network and the fact that they put their stamp on this event and say that this event's important, I'm going to be here every year, I'm going to call up my friends. I mean, for Sylvia Earle and Charlotte Vick and that team to invite some of the top ocean people in the world to come to Dallas, Texas, which doesn't have an ocean, within 12 hours of driving, I think, maybe closer, but this is where we need to make the change. This is where we need to understand that the things that we do impact the ocean, and that the ocean provides every other breath that we take. And the plastic that we're putting into lakes and oceans and landfills ultimately come back to us in the food that we eat and in the drinks that we drink. And so it's great that those people say, Dallas is important to my mission.
I don't know if anyone would have seen the growth in the festival over the last few years, but where do you see it in the next maybe 5-10 years?
I'd like to continue to grow this. You never know. We could be 5 days again next year. We may look at the model and go, what does it take for where we are? I'd like to see us to have a second festival that takes place in, if not Dallas, then DC or LA or Monaco or Mexico City. I mean, we're talking about a series of films that we want to get behind, that we want to take on the road. And that's part of what Telluride Mountain Film did, is they took films and they cultivated them and they take them on the road like 250 days a year. Other festivals do that too, but we like that model. We like that EarthX could help movies get out there and get their message in front of the people they need to get in front of.
Very cool. Well, Michael, I know you're busy with what your schedule is, but what's the one thing that if you could point to anyone to say this is what you need to see or maybe gravitate towards?
That's hard. I mean, it's really it's like saying which is your favorite child. The film we're showing tonight, the human element, ditch the bike, sky migration, inventing tomorrow is just beautiful movie that's all about the youth of the world gathering together to solve environmental problems for the International Science and Engineering Fair. That's a magical movie. Albatross, which we're showing twice, it's a piece of art. It's not even really a movie almost. It's just so beautiful. It has to be shown at the Dallas Contemporary. That's what we're going to be doing to bring the message. So we're just continuing to take it out. But yeah, I have too many favors this year. We even have a closing film that will have premiered here, that will have premiered in Tribeca hours before, that I'll do at Dallas, the Into Okavango, that's just brilliant. So there's not The Last Animals. I can't even, quantify it. Athena, Delphine, Melina. Like, who do I choose? So.
Well, at least someone gets to pet a Natura rat, so that'll be very important.
I didn't even mention, rodents of unusual size, sort of a wink to the Monty Python, but about live nutria that we'll be showing at the Texas Theater on Sunday. Yeah. And, it's just exciting. The fact that this will all ripple into this event back in Fair Park is really cool to have this kind of a runway to it.
Well, Michael, can't wait to see what happens this year, and thank you so much for all that you're doing.
Thank you. Hopefully we'll show the Snark movie next year. Okay.